They know something others don't. It's like they have a secret map that founders can't see. Limited partners see beyond the hustle, beyond the flashy pitches, and the endless grind. They feel the pulse of the startup world, but they're not caught in its chaos. They hold back, watch, wait, and they win. Why? Because they understand that the game isn't about ideas or even about the founders. It's about something deeper, something raw, real, and often invisible. You're slammed with calls from founders who scream urgency, promising the next unicorn, the biggest breakthrough. They want money yesterday. They want support. They want it all now. But limited partners, they don't rush. They know patience isn't just a virtue. It's the one weapon that cuts through noise better than anything else. They are not chasing the shiny new thing. They focus on what lasts, on where true value lives beneath the hype. And here's the brutal truth. Founders get caught in their own story. They're trapped in their ambitions, their ego, their need to prove themselves. They churn out endless presentations, convincing their world they're the answer. But limited partners, they see all that and ask, what are you really building? Not just today, but 5, 10 years from now? Who will still stand when the bright lights fade and the real struggles come crushing down? Limited partners hold the power of perspective. They tune out the noise. While founders are screaming to be heard, limited partners listen differently. They dissect not just the product or the market, but the people behind the scenes. How they make decisions when the pressure is on. How they respond to failure. How honest they are with themselves and their teams. Because investing is not about what looks good on paper. It's about what survives the fire. Most founders don't get that. They believe if they build fast and burn the midnight oil, success will follow. But limited partners know some fires only burn the surface. The heat that lasts comes from resilience, the ability to fail, learn, and come back stronger without losing your soul. They see who really has that fire. It's not the loudest or the flashiest, but the ones who keep moving, no matter how hard the storm. Limited partners also master the art of cold calculation fused with gut instinct. They don't jump in blind, hitting every trend or chasing every shiny startup. They pick deeply, deliberately, almost ruthlessly. They guard their capital like a lifeline. Because every dollar invested is a stake in the future, they can't afford to waste it on dreams that vanish when the smart money pulls out. Here's the kicker. They don't just invest money. They invest time, wisdom, and networks. But it's not a handout or a favor. It's a careful exchange. They want founders who understand that funding is not a free ride. It's a pact. The founders must be ready to grow, to adapt, to listen. That's what gets the partnership through the hardest times. Limited partners can smell desperation and entitlement from a mile away. They avoid it like poison. And this is where so many founders miss the mark. They forget they're being watched, not just for their product, but for their soul, their grit, their capacity to take the hard road with integrity. Because at the end of the day, limited partners are betting on humans, not just ideas. Ideas can implode when markets shift or competition tightens, but the human element, the drive, the honesty, the unwavering focus, that's what shifts the course. They know that the real risk isn't failure. It's failure to evolve. Founders sometimes cling to their original vision like a lifebuoy, even when everything screams pivot. Limited partners? They demand flexibility. They expect founders to change, to rethink everything, even if it means breaking their own egos or assumptions. That's the difference between just trying and truly building something lasting. Limited partners understand the invisible game, the emotional lows that no one shares, the self-doubt founders don't admit, the loneliness at the top. While founders often wear these battles like armor, limited partners quietly observe who carries the weight without cracking. They listen to the story beneath the story, the unspoken fears and the silent fights. They know those who survive are the ones who can face it all with brutal honesty and still push forward. They also see the bigger ecosystem everyone misses. Most founders fixate on their startup bubble, but limited partners watch the entire system. They track trends, shifts in regulation, cultural changes, global impacts. They understand timing isn't just about market fit anymore. It's about reading the world's pulse. And some founders, blinded by their product, miss when the whole world is changing beneath their feet. One more truth that hits deep: limited partners know when to say no. Founders hear this less than they want, but it's the most powerful word in investment. No means protection, no means respect for the future, no means control over chaos. And limited partners wield this no like a shield to protect themselves and the founders they truly believe in. Accepting a no is hard for founders, but learning from it? That's the pivot point toward growth. Limited partners also guard silence fiercely. In a world shouting for attention, true power often lives in what's unsaid, in the quiet moves, in the patient strategies. They don't get caught in hype cycles or noise storms. They trust instincts formed in the trenches, in slow work behind the scenes. And that quiet focus often accelerates the founders they back, because it's not about noise. It's about making the right move at the right time. And here's why it matters most. The relationship with limited partners defines the startup's life or death more than any product tweak or marketing blitz. They hold not just the funding, but also the mindset, the discipline, the pressure that refines founders into leaders, or breaks them. Founders who understand this secret move beyond desperation and control into true partnership. They learn to lean in, share real struggles, be vulnerable on hard days. Only then does the real magic start. So what can founders take from this? First, stop chasing approval, like it's validation. Limited partners don't want to be dazzled. They want to be assured. Show up with honesty, own your weaknesses, and reveal how you fight them every day. Second, embrace the grind, not as a sprint, but as the long game. Growth is a marathon of tiny wins, painful lessons, and stubborn focus. Third, seek those rare, limited partners who match your fire and values. It's not a numbers game, it's a soul game. Most importantly, founders need to grasp this. Freedom isn't just about money or equity. It's about control over your growth and your truth. Limited partners want founders who seize that freedom, who don't just want to grow fast, but to grow wisely. They invest in leaders who have the courage to unlearn, pivot, and rebuild when the world demands it. Limited partners know the end is never the end. They see the cycles, the rises and falls, the shifts from chaos to order and back again. They don't fight the storm, they learn to navigate it. And when founders learn this, they don't just survive investing, they transcend it. They become the rare few who don't just chase success, but define what it really means. This knowledge, that investment is a journey steeped in patience, honesty, resilience, and that partnership is a two-way street, is what limited partners hold close. It's why they outlast, outperform, and outsmart the noise. Founders who tap into this can stop fighting invisibly and start building visibly. Building what matters, building what lasts, building with the few who truly burn like they do. Remember, limited partners are not just money. They are the keepers of wisdom, the gatekeepers of a secret world where real power lives in quiet strength, relentless patience, and unshakable truth. That's what they know, and now that's what you need to understand. Because once this secret clicks, everything changes. The impossible becomes possible, and the journey, no matter how brutal, feels like freedom.